now. Drove the SC300 over. Did not clean my garage. I think he's got stuff to do in a little while. So back the car in, we're gonna do the steering angle stuff. Yeah, hopefully it works out good. We got a bolt on and the slip on. I think we're gonna try and run the slip on the bolt on side also, and then we got one slip on for the opposite side. We might have to trim the outer down because I think I still have, well, hopefully, oh yeah, here they are. Brand new outers, but I'm not sure if it'll swallow the whole thing or not, so we'll find out. So we got the car jacked up. We're gonna check out this basic, oh, I almost broke my fucking ankle. Basic ass steering lock.
Jeez.
Fucking sick.
Mad, eh?
Got all kinds of angle there, dude. Fucking drift life. So that's the before. Not really a whole lot, but I'm sure we'll cut to an after once it's done.
That's great.
Yeah, that's all it has. It's like worse than a stock 240. So this here hits here, and that's what stops your steering rack from moving.
Let's see if it hits right now.
Yeah, steer it, we'll see. Yeah, it touches. Go the other way, let's look at the other side. Is that it?
Yeah.
Really close to touching. Did you get the same amount of spins, like revolutions per way? Like 2.5 one way?
There's
One.
and
Like a quarter?
yeah. Maybe a third. And then there's center. One.
It's about the same, yeah. Well, essentially, we're going to replace the outer anyways. Got a new inner. And then up there we gotta take the boot off. And that's where the fancy shenanigans will be going for more maximum skid angle. Yeah, over there. So I'm not sure if we might have to cut the inners so the outer will swallow it, because I'm not running aftermarket. Because outers, I can get them for like 15 bucks a piece, so it's way better than 100 bucks, and then you break something and gotta spend another $100. Found out my rack might be fucked up, but it's not leaking real bad or nothing, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. Try to show you what we've done here. Cool. This flashlight doesn't work. This one does though. It's hot.
I got a headlamp in my car if you want to use it.
So basically we've got the boot off here. There's one of these, I don't know what you call these. Grab them with the pliers, pull the front off, and then in the back there was a wire tie that just broke. Getting the lock nut collar thing here off, and then there's an O-ring right here. You can kind of see it right there, and that was slid off. I think that's supposed to seal the end of the rack, but they're off on both sides, and his side was had a few drops of fluid coming out. So hopefully it comes out pretty easy. Just gotta take, I already got the cotter pin out of the castle nut here. Zip that off. Hopefully that comes out of the end of the rack pretty easy, and then we'll be in business. I don't have anything to cut my tie rod down with, so we're gonna run over to my dad's house because he's got everything I need. Need to cut it down roughly this much. Hopefully that's enough and not too much, but we'll find out. Well, essentially we have to cut about right here. My dad just found me some safety glasses so I don't have to safety squint, and that will make up for the difference of the bolt-on rack spacer. So we're gonna cut that with the wizard wheel down there. So we got her cut off there. Not the best job, but it'll do. Hopefully, I didn't cut it too short and I didn't leave it too long. Otherwise, I'll have to drive all the way back across town to do it again. Hopefully, we don't have to. And that is why you put the nut on first before you cut it. So when you mess up the threads a little bit, you can just run the nut off the end, and it'll fix the little burr that you get on the end. So we are back from my dad's house. We stopped at AutoZone to get new boots because I wasn't sure I could get those off. But after paying $16 a piece for these and seeing that they're universal, I think I'm gonna take the old tie rods to my work tomorrow, hit them with the torch, tear the shit apart, get the boot off so I can reuse it. But in the meantime, we are gonna at least test fit the tie rods with all the angle shit, and hopefully it works out. So let's get back to it. Another fun fact, I've never seen this on any other car, and I'm not exactly sure why they do it. Maybe because this is aluminum, I think, and the shank or whatever you want to call this on the tie rod is steel. So in the hole there's actually a little plastic thing here. As you can see, this, I'm pretty sure this has it. There's like an insert. I know when I tore some of this stuff apart, I lost some of them. Actually don't have, oh, here's one. This is what they look like. I guess I'm not exactly sure what the purpose for this design was. I think it's kind of dumb, but I'm also not an engineer. We got the outer, or the inner. We're gonna take the outer off right now. Hopefully to make things a little easier. Put the slip on here. Like I said, we're just gonna test fit it for now. I will be using blue thread lock to hold this all together. I don't want to use the red because I do not want to use heat to have to get these apart. So tie rod and goes in the steering rack. Pretty simple, basic stuff. Is a difference in the left and right outer. This one thankfully is stamped here, left hand, so that's nice. So the lighting from outside, it's a little brighter out there, but fuck, it is bad. As you can see, just put this on finger tight. Everything's on finger tight just to see how it looks. So we're gonna do the other side. Gotta put the bolt on onto the outer, or the inner, I'm sorry. Very nice supermoto just rode past, and must be his girlfriend on the crotch rocket. I need another supermoto, it was awesome. So again, same thing on this side, pretty simple, obviously. This goes on here. Just like so. Screw that in. Screw the outer onto the inner. So, as you can see, pretty simple. Steering rack itself, bolt-on spacer right there, and inner tie rod. I was gonna run another slip-on up here in between the steering rack and the bolt-on, but I'm not sure that there's enough threads on the tie rod. I think the nut would actually have to be over here. So we're just not gonna try that for now. So I'm gonna mess with the toe settings a little bit, hopefully get it close, and we'll see how much angle we're actually gaining. So I got everything hand tight, put together. The toe is, I don't know, somewhat eyeballed just for test purposes. I don't plan on driving it like this, but you can see the wheels back on. That's bottomed out there. So that is the after, I guess. I'll probably do the, and bam, there'll be before and after. But significantly noticeable. You know, you can almost see the back side of the wheel here. And I don't think, I might rub on the fender liner a little bit, I'm hoping not. But we are really close to the strut. Like, I can fit my finger in there. So I was planning on getting like 1-inch spacers all the way around just to make it sit a little flush, so that'll help with that also. But that's basically it, I guess. Still need to put it back together using the blue stuff, and I need to get the boots off of my old tie rods and swap them on. I don't really want to put everything all together with no boots on it, just to take it all back apart to put boots on it. You know, kind of stupid. So probably won't be done until tomorrow, but you've seen how everything works. And I've noticed there's not very many videos on YouTube about doing bolt-on rack spacers. I don't know if a lot of people don't do it, or people do it and don't record it, or don't whatever. But yeah, there's not a whole lot out there, especially for Z's and G's, about doing this. So yeah, that's about it. Like I said, the only thing is to put it all together with the blue stuff, with the boots on there, street align it, I guess you could say, get it relatively close enough to drive it, I don't know, I think it's like a mile or two to where I get my alignments done at. I'm just hoping that I do not have to recut my inner tie rod on the passenger side where the bolt-on spacer goes. I kind of have a feeling that I will have to cut a little more off of it, but hopefully not. But yeah, that basically sums it up. So we ran into a little problem. Technically on the driver's side, I suppose, or passenger side, I'm sorry, there wasn't enough threads on the inner tie rod. So I still had a heap of toe in, and I needed more toe out. So I needed to make it shorter, the tie rod shorter, but I couldn't because there was no more threads left. Figured out a way to fix it though, so we will show you that. God, the lighting here is terrible. So basically, ran out of threads here. And this, the outer was bottomed out on this nut, which was also bottomed out. So effectively, like, it couldn't get any shorter, even though it needed to be shorter because I had a ton of toe in and I needed more toe out after I had recentered the rack. So what I did, I'll just show you on this one since it's out. The only way that I could have made this shorter was to cut some of this, some of the outer off, which I guess people would say, you know, oh, that's not safe, blah, blah, this or that. Well, I checked the, how much thread was inside of here, and you would think by looking at it that, oh, it's probably only threaded right here. Well, it's actually threaded all the way to down here, about 1 3/4 inches. So I cut off roughly a 1/2 inch, and it's still seated, well, I don't know, turned on or turned down most of the way, as you can see here. So there's only this little bit of threads left that I'm not using on the outer, the inner. So I'm gonna guess that the inner goes all the way to about here, which should be plenty. So pretty pumped, got pretty good angle. Both directions now, as you can see. You can put your finger in here in between the bump stop, but it'll touch the arm. So instead of every time I go drifting and hit full lock and bottoming my rack out and ruining it, I'm gonna cut the bump stop. I'm gonna max it out and then back it off a little bit and cut this down. Probably this whole nub will come off just to save my rack and lose a few degrees of angle, which isn't the end of the world. But so yeah, that's it. Figured it out. Maybe other people have done it different, but that was my situation and that's how I figured it out.